So not only are they talking about 23andMe aliens and stuff, but this Disclosure Day thing is happening right now, right? With the movie coming up with Emily Blunt and whoever else. And it looks a lot like what's happening with The Great Awakening, but they, like, of course, have to, like, spin it as, like, suspenseful or scary. And it's just, like, I'm so sick of the Matrix, bro. Like, we can make this so much easier on ourselves. We don't have to make it this hard. Like, they know what they're doing here. That's the thing that's annoying about it. So, again, this is, like, another... They still have to put their spin on it. They still have to have control. You know, they're not going to, like, sit here and try to help us calm our nervous systems with this. Of course, they're going to try to make it as scary or as suspenseful as possible. But also, it does seem like they're revealing some things. So, I don't really know what's going on right now with that, but I'm just like, don't get sucked into like the scariness of it. I'm so over that. I'm just like, the fear is just so obvious now once you see that it's like a tactic of the Matrix to literally like get a response out of your neurobiology. It's like the craziest thing. Like once you see it, like how calculated this actually is, and like how they know our neurobiology, our bodies down to a science. Like that's why, you know, like Sabrina Wallace, I think, obviously, I'm not sure how I feel about all of her theories, but the fact that she has proof that these people have, like, extensive knowledge about, like, microbiology of us and how that affects and interacts with, like, energy fields and all of that stuff and, you know, all the stuff. So it's like, obviously they know by putting stuff out like this, like putting out these stories that are scary, taking out the scientists, letting a movie be released about Disclosure, but of course it's like a scary trailer, like, you know, stuff like this. It's just like, they're trying their hardest to scare people. Like they're trying their hardest to like wire our biology to be frightened when open contact occurs. Like it's subconscious unless you're paying attention and you can see it. And that's like what we're not realizing is we have so many years of that, guys. We have so many years of like, they've introduced an alien type idea and then something scary is put behind it. So when you put fear and aliens together, whether you're consciously aware that that's what they're doing or not, your body is wired to be afraid of that. And so like, that's why this is going to be a slower process. That's why it does take so long. That's why they tell me so much about why this is so slow and the neuroscience behind it and the things like that, because we've had all these micro tears, you know, basically in our nervous system towards this as well. So, and that is part of the polarity, you know, that's part of it. We make this as difficult as possible on ourselves, which is really interesting, but that is what I'm told. Like that's part of Ascension, is like we manipulate we agree to manipulate ourselves as far away from where we're supposed to be going as possible. So then like when it does occur, it feels miraculous. That's how God produces miracles, through the human experience in like a biological way, is he wires your biology like in one direction, and then he completely changes the direction of where everything is going, and then it feels like miraculous, because then we get these other sensations in our bodies that come up. You know, we get the dopamine and the, you know, the happy hormones and the bliss and the calm and the laughter. Like, I feel like that's what's been happening to me since I've been rewiring my brain, where you, like, search for happiness, you search for patterns, you search for hope, you search for truth, you hold strong boundaries, you love yourself, you learn how to accept yourself. Like, all these things are producing, like, these brain chemicals, too. And then I'm associating those with, like, hopeful things in the future, or, you know, hopeful messages or information that's finally giving me answers and things like that. And that's how I've been able to, like, continue on this path. And that's why a lot of us are able to continue on this path in, like, a more neurobiological standpoint. So it's very interesting. There is, like, a lot of stuff behind this I did not realize, and, like, that's why it takes so long. We have very particular biology and stuff like that. And so, you know, I say 2027, but it could even go, I have said, like, it could go into 2028. it won't go past that. I know it won't go past 2028 because we're already seeing like stuff coming out. And so, but we still haven't gotten like the other half of the Epstein files, and we still haven't really talked about the church yet. And there's still like, I'm not seeing we're seeing crop circles, but I'm not seeing like a huge pickup in orbs or anything like that. So right now I just feel like we're still not quite at a place where we can like accurately predict when disclosure is going to happen. I feel like I will be able to more accurately predict when disclosure is going to happen once I see more things kind of come out more and more. But I'm seeing a huge pickup in it compared to last year, like night and day, as far as like in the media. Now this did start like a year ago. It started with the Galactic Federation that Trump, created, which I don't even know if that was this term. I think that maybe it was even potentially his last term. And so that started to happen. And then, then the Diddy stuff came out, right? And like, so they've done things in like a certain way. So like, again, that's how they're going to continue to do them. That's why we keep seeing like the 23andMe alien DNA stuff right now. How they're like searching for alien hybrids. And then the alien hybrid programs has been mentioned 3 times now, by Matt Gaetz and that situation. And then the whistleblower that came out and talked about it. And now, again, with 23andMe searching for alien hybrid souls. This is, again, seeding our... it's actually bringing the idea of a hybrid soul in general, to our conscious awareness, let alone with aliens. But the thing is like, yes, okay, that's what's different about starseeds. We actually are seeded with aliens, which means other extraterrestrials, other planetary souls. But a lot of people down here only have their Earth souls, so their future selves and their past selves, which is technically parallel as well. But that's what they call like Earth seeds, and those are the people who are still asleep, I've been told. But what I've been told about Earth seeds is they all have spiritual gifts. So, like, that's what they're doing right now in this lifetime, is they are awakening to, like, how do I explain this? So they're awakening to spiritual gifts for the first time. So telepathy, astral traveling, all that stuff. Everybody on Earth is going to have those gifts right now. That's why we're here to kind of like teach people how to like use your, like I'm a psychic channeler, so I can help like psychics. Tarot readers can help a bunch of tarot readers. People who telepathically communicate with animals. It's gonna be like, they show me it's like Harry Potter, where they like sort into the houses. Like that's why they gave us those seeded transmissions, and actually a lot of movies like that, like Divergent and all that stuff. They sort into places because we are going to be sorted into places based on our spiritual gifts and our abilities and stuff. And so we are going to be helping them awaken we're going to be helping them awaken in general. Like they, like for the first time in their conscious awareness as a soul, they're going to like get to go to another dimension. And that's why they are not awake right now, because they have never done this ever. They do not have this experience. So that's why there's so much pushback, because they don't have that, like I've been told, like that experience. That's like what our experience brings to this earth. So I was going to say something else. So that is what I was going to say, is that's why they're not, awake yet. The Earth seeds, basically, is what I'm being told, which is like my parents, like anybody who just like is just not awake, like brainwashed, that kind of stuff. And again, this is global. So I don't even know what that means, like in other countries. I have no idea. But, yeah, we'll get that all figured out once they get down here. So, yeah, I thought this was interesting. This is an interesting download. A little bit more about, like, the neurobiology behind awakening, rewiring your brain, understanding that there's, like, so much more going on to this than, like, we realize. That has a lot to do with, like, our actual biology. Because that's what we're confined to down here, and they're very, very fickle. Our bodies are very fickle. And they take a lot. And also God purposely made it as difficult as possible because he's weird and shit. So it's like that also is why it's taking so long, because we have to go to like the complete opposite now. So like I said, once we start talking about this and it's actually like happy and people are excited, that's when we know disclosure is going to be soon. And I'm already seeing that in this community. So the fact that it's in this community, once it goes mainstream happy, everything's going to be good.